Hi everyone, welcome to Ultimind. We have Sahil here with us for part 2.
So let's be honest with them what happened. I was silly and I went home and deleted part 2 of the video. And so I did put in effort and so did she. I literally had to go put the same hoodie back on, same trouser, and we're going back with it. But I feel like things happen for a reason. Because after watching that interview, I could see a vulnerable side of Poonam. In fact, the whole of last week. And let's be honest with the guys, okay? Until now, we've just been planning the videos and been seeing what tries to work. And both of us knew, like, yes, the content's good, the information's coming out, but there's something lacking.
That was holding back.
What do you feel is that shift, that like scripted content didn't work, but like this content is working for you?
I think this is more me because it's natural. You're popping up a question or you're asking me something about my life, and it comes out so naturally because I'm talking about my experiences and sharing it and just being open. And yes, this was me, and there was a whole journey to it to bring Poonam who she is today.
Where she is. So that's a message. Okay, I know we are meant to be like mental healthy on this channel, but this comes back to like following your passion and your heart. You know, it's so cliche nowadays how much people say it, like, you know, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. But be honest with the audience. When you are not being yourself, things were not working, right?
And because I think we have that fear of being judged. If we don't look good, if we don't follow society, we are always going to be judged. So you forget that essence of being yourself. But once you overcome shit in your life, what I went through, and being judged by society.
Let me stop you there. Poonam, these guys don't know you as well as I know you, obviously. And I've heard this theme around you a lot about being judged, being judged. Now guys, you may not know Poonam so well, but you're the middle child, right?
Yeah, I'm the middle one,
And with that being said, you have 2 lovely sisters.
Yes.
But like both of them are married into like, let's say, respectful families. They have kids who are like going to school. And like, you know, the older one is doing it, the younger one is doing it. And I know this is gonna get a bit touchy, but bear with me. And that's what we do.
That's me, and that's us.
Right. So being like the middle child, right? And also knowing that, like, you know, your older sister and your younger sister are well settled into their lives, doesn't that put like pressure on you? And what does that do for like your self-esteem, and how are you overcoming it? Because from when I first met you, oh my god, you have grown as a person. Like there's this certain glow to you that was not there. So can we just touch on that? I keep quiet, I know I ramble a lot, but
okay, so I'll tell you, as growing up, being the middle child, so any fight in the house, anything going wrong in the house, Poonam's name had to be there. You know, if there's a fight with my elder sister, Poonam's involved. Younger sister, Poonam's involved. My younger sister has always been close to my mom, and my elder sister has always been close to my dad. So you're like hanging. I've been the rebellious one. So
I think that rebellious nature came out because I feel you felt like and this was what happened with me with my rebellious side. Because, you know, with me, I had, I'll touch on that later on. But what I want to say is like that rebellion, don't you think it came out because you felt like I'm not accepted in East, I'm not accepted in West?
Yeah, you're
so
like, I'm going to do what I want. Yeah, you tell me, Poonam, don't do this, I'm still going to do this. I was told you're not allowed sleepovers, you're not allowed partying, you're not allowed to do nail polish. I still did it.
And so that comes down to like when you are like a child, like it was this alienation, right? So now to parents out there, because you know this podcast actually aims at parents, and as someone who also has my fair share of like, you know, family issues that come to me, everyone has them, I feel. So what do you have to say to parents who have 3 kids, especially to dealing with the middle child, like that little Poonam who's growing up there? What can they give her that you wish you had?
I think first we need to break it that if you're small, you can't do certain duties in the house, because we say, you know, she's small, leave her, you do it. You know, she's the younger one, you do it. I think love should be equal. If you do it for one child, do it for all 3. If it's a gift, buy it for all. Spread your love and attention equally to all.
A small thing you mentioned, but the way you mentioned it, it became obvious you've dealt with something. Talk about the gift thing. Is there any story you remember where like there was like a gift given to one, not given to you, for you to have said it so naturally?
Not a gift, but it happened to me when I was not allowed to go for, you know how we used to have, we're going to Mombasa after O levels.
Right.
I was not allowed to go, but my younger sister was allowed to go.
Oh.
So that was like, why?
And then,
you know, and we only have an age gap of 2 years, but it was like, why? You know, if they told me no, they should have told her no. You know, just having that fair equation of being children and you're treated
so if you're going to have multiple children and you're blessed with multiple children, it's very important that you try and shower.
You have to have a balance. If it's no, it's no to all three or all the two of them, and if it's yes throughout.
This is a very interesting scenario, and it reminds me of a situation that happened in my family, okay? I'll tell you my story. So my sister got a phone when she was like 14, 13, right? But with the way things were in my time, my mom and dad only gave me my phone after I had reached high school. So she got it in middle school, I got it in high school. And I felt like, wow, that's so unfair. Like I wasn't, and other kids had phones, but then I realized it was just like my parents' parenting strategy now as I've grown up.
They're evolving.
That like, you know, technology was more needed, like having a phone was more a societal bond thing in my sister's generation. And now you can even see kids as old as 9 having them. So maybe, what if it's like you felt left out because it's also lots of other things that built up, but some parents also, like, you know, they do try, and I feel bad because
no, and you know, it's circumstances because we have 2 years and 10 months age difference,
right?
So of course things are 2 years and, you know, nearly 3 years, but I think how you handle that situation and communication by saying, sitting down your child and saying, okay, you are not allowed to do this, but your younger one is allowed to do this, I think would have made a difference.
It hits you in
by
that
ignoring
moment.
by ignoring the fact, because you're still small, you don't understand. Now totally, you know, I'm over it and stuff, but you learn about it.
And now that gets funny because, you know, another big thing that you've overcome is people pleasing.
Yeah.
And that I feel is like.
And before we go to that, you mentioned, you know, how do I feel currently having my 2 sisters so settled? I'd love to share that. I'd love to share
that. And then
So initially it would bother me that, you know, everything's going wrong in my life. I see my elder sister, she's settled. I see my younger sister, she's settled. And I've heard it from my parents, and I realized that's the time when I sat with myself and I said, but I'm different. I am different, and it's okay to be different. I am working hard. I don't rely on anybody to feed me, or I'm handling my bills myself. And I realized we all can't be the same. So initially, yes, it used to bother me. Now I say that's their luck, that's their path. I'm different, my journey is different.
Can we get a bit vulnerable for a moment on that? You know, as humans, sometimes we like to say that to ourselves. And I'll give you my personal example. Like, you know, I see people like my age right now are like graduating from school, from university, right? But because of the nature of my life, like you see, we're doing this podcast, I'm doing barn, I have my full-time job. So I can see my studies is going a bit slower than it should. And I could tell myself, like, you know, I believe this wholeheartedly. I'm special. I'm doing everything right. Everything is going the way I want. But still, when you see that next graduation photo, every time you see it, it's going to bite you. And you're going to feel I'm behind.
So sorry, you can look at it.
That's where I want to bring my question. Sorry, I talk a lot. This is meant to be our podcast. But when I'm there, sometimes I hijack it. I'm Mr. Chatterbox. So what I want to touch on is, in certain moments, I know, and it's human nature, don't feel bad about it, but like, you know, your sisters will, like, you know, son will like graduate, or like, you know, her husband will be announced somewhere, and in that moment, at least that moment, it'll hit you.
Of course.
Like, fuck, I'm a bit, sorry, we'll bleep that out, I'm a bit behind. And what do you do that can help us in that moment when you feel like things are not going my way, and everyone's ahead of me, even though, you know, I've done all these great things, I've launched Ultimind, I've done this, you still feel that.
Yeah, so when in certain situations, yes, you do feel lonely when it's a family party or an occasion. You see families coming together. I'm going there as a single mom. Sometimes my kids are with me, sometimes they're not with me. And of course, it hits you that even I want this certain lifestyle, you know, where you come home, you're all together, and even going out, you're going as a family. It does bother me. It doesn't, I don't mean...
Don't hold in your feelings, you know?
I do cry, and I even say, like, you know, why? But then I sit and ask myself, is everybody the same?
Right.
If we're all the same, this world would be like the most peaceful place to be. Everyone has to be different, and I'm different in my way. I have achieved things that my sisters haven't achieved.
Right.
When it comes to like the working front and, you know, being out there, my education, being 33 and 34, I was still studying.
Right.
Yeah, because I never gave up. It was always, I want to achieve more, I want to achieve more. So I always compare and I say, it's okay, maybe I lacked going west, but I'll gain going east.
So for those who are not able to do that, you know, that you have overcome
that came with time. Yeah.
Now, what message do you have for, you know, Lisa and Janice and all these other little girls at home who are feeling like, you know, this person has achieved this and this, you know, they can't come to that self-realization alone.
Yeah.
What's the one advice you have for them?
So, by profession, I'm a Montessori teacher. I studied this 10 years back, and the method we teach even those children, that Sahil, you will work on a project at your pace, Poonam will work at a project at her pace. And I think we need to adapt to that even when we're growing up and certain situations come in life.
It comes to the parent, not to the child.
And even the child, we need to tell our children it's okay not to be good in maths. You could be good in sports.
Oh, amen to that. Like,
like, you know, it's fine.
A story. I don't want to mention the person because I feel it's unfair to them.
Yeah.
But I know someone who was the best swimmer ever.
Yeah.
Like when I see her, I would think like that person's going to like go get Olympic gold medals one day. And then coming to like, you know, the GCSEs and time for exams and stuff. Like the pressure that was put, she didn't have time to train, and now she's just lost it. And now she's trying to find her path in the world, but that was her calling. You could see it when she was in the water. It's the one place she felt at home. And like that, you know, if you look at these ancient tribal cultures, you see someone was a drummer, someone used to make clothes, someone used to bake, someone used to do this, that and this. Now it's become like, I don't know why we de-evolving ourselves to like going like, you know, go to school,
go to uni,
come
get
out,
a job,
get a job, work 9 to 5, retire at 65 and die at 80. That's the life we're...
Like I'll still tell you, before I started Ultimind and just before I lost my job, my dad was telling me, Poonam, get a job.
Right.
You know, it's more stable, you know, there's an income coming.
Can I promise you one thing, guys? Poonam is not can't be employed. Have you seen her?
I can't.
She can't be told,
I was tired.
work at this. I feel to be a bit of a content creator, you can't be tied down.
I was tired and I said, I need to try, whether it's today or 2 years down the line. This is my path, I've studied it. I need to jump into the water. And if I don't, I'm never gonna know. And I'm so happy, look today where we are.
And everything is great. On that absolutely positive note, if you've enjoyed this podcast because you've still stayed till the end, make sure to smash that subscribe and push bell notification button for videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.
Until next time.
And my sign out, peace.